Yo, what's going on? Where are we going? We're going to Anaheim, California. It sounds weird to say I'm going to Anaheim. We're basically going to LA. Same thing. It sounds way cooler that we're going to LA. How many times has this vlog been in LA? The answer is a lot. We're going again. Our client Dahlia is competing in her first ever show. Look at this. Just look at this. We'll tell a story about it later. We're going right now. 3 hours until we get there. We're going to sleep a night. She competes tomorrow morning. After she competes, we're staying a night in Huntington Beach, which is going to be super fun. It'll be Caroline's first time there. So let's have a good weekend. Woo! Morning world. Dahlia's up. She pooped. Show day poops is good juju. Yesterday she had 330 grams of carbs, which is a lot for a 5'2", 108-pound woman. It's a lot of food. But her glutes were falling a little bit flat halfway through the day, and I'm like, if your glutes are falling flat halfway through the day, I'm going to bump up water a bit, I'm going to bump up sodium a bit, I'm going to bump up carbs a bit. This morning, she woke up full as an absolute house. To be honest, a little bit fuller than I would like her to be on stage, which is fine because we have 6 to 7 hours before she gets on stage. So today the goal is to just give her rice cakes, to keep her full, keep her satiated, but keep the waist tight, keep the stomach tight, because we don't want to be eating a whole ton of food to keep that stomach nice and tight. Sips of water. She added a good amount of water yesterday. Now sips of water is just going to dry her out as the day goes on, because she's going to be peeing still. She's going to be getting fluid out of her body, so she's going to get dry. She's still full because she's not using that glycogen that's in her muscle right now. So we're going for a tight, dry, full look on stage at about 1 p.m. and we're going to get it. Let's go. Happy show day. Seeing you in person is just like nuts. You're so tight. I want you to practice when you're transitioning is when you are like switching and like pushing that glute out, like really aggressively arch the back and keep those glutes high, because when you keep your glutes high, you show the tie-in. But as soon as you like let your back go and let your back drop, then the glute drops. Every time you transition, you have to keep your glutes high as possible, so that way this is almost stretched, right? Instead of just sitting, right? All right, we're at Denny's. Let them know. What'd you get?
An egg white veggie omelet.
Wow.
With hash browns because I'm gluten-free.
Wow.
And a fruit cup that has berries and grapes and bananas.
Wow.
That's a high-quality fruit cup.
It is. All right, guys, we got the same thing. We got the veggie omelet. We got some wheat toast. We got some fruit. Shout out to the bananas. Thank you, Denny's, for putting bananas in here. You know, usually when you get a fruit cup, they give you some like cantaloupe shit. You know what I mean? Fuck that. This is good. This is good. The only thing it might be missing for me is blackberries in replacement of the cantaloupe. But, you know, cantaloupe smacks. I'll give it. Looks like good cantaloupe. Anyways, when I'm traveling, I hate having heavy breakfast. You think, oh my god, I'm traveling. Let me just go out and, like, put down a good breakfast. You know, let's get... No, man, because it makes me feel like shit the rest of the day. Here's my thing. Whenever I travel, I want to eat the same I do. You know, I'm eating 3, 4 big meals of the day. I'm going to keep that consistent, you know what I'm saying? All the way throughout the day. I want to feel good. I want to stay on it. I'm going to eat a similar breakfast as I would as when I'm home. That's the way I like to do it. Let's go! All right. I think Dahlia will be on stage in like an hour or two, maybe, depending on how quickly they go through people. She is about 45, 50 grams of carbs on the hatch, about 20, 30 ounces of water. Really looking to get the same exact thing that we got in the gym from her yesterday at this exact time, because we want her pumping up at the same time, we want her peaking at the same time, we want her going on stage looking her absolute best. That's what we're going for. All in all, I'm super excited for her because this is someone who's worked so fucking long for this, and I'm gonna get sappy about this fucking later, but like the point is it's really cool to see people step on stage for the first time and see all of that hard work and all of that effort come full circle for them. There's a younger version of herself that is looking at her so fucking proud today. I'm excited to give her that experience. I'm excited to give her a great experience. I mean, she's had a great peak week. It's been totally stress-free, and that's what peak week's all about. She's been sending happy texts. She's been happy crying. That's what peak week should be all about. So, super proud of her. Let's go see her put it all together. Unbelievable.
I love that.
Nice, dude. Like half a Pop-Tart, or you could have one little Rice Krispie with some peanut butter on it, whatever you desire in that situation. And then once they call you to start pumping up, so call your bus, hey bikini bus, hey pump up, just do a little bit of salt here, lick it off, and then about 6 ounces of that Gatorade, and then just start pumping up. When you do pump up, I'll text this to you too, but you're just going to be doing circuit rounds, curls, delts, kickbacks, and then move kickbacks just like this. That's all you're doing. Just kicking back each loop, kicking back each loop. You'll do some like, you can do some
With the
rows.
bands or just, okay.
You don't need a band. You just need this body weight. But with a band, you'll need rows, laterals. I'll text the exact story to you. It's really light, and you don't want to jump into it hot. So a lot of people start pumping up as soon as they get cold. As soon as you get cold, you have another 5 to 10 minutes. So you want to like slowly do it. You don't really want to break a sweat. But towards the end, if you're getting a little bit hot, a little bit sweaty, that's good. Right? Once you're like a little bit hot, a little bit sweaty, is when you want to jump on stage. So time it that way. You know what I mean?
There's no place I can hide, 'cause wherever I go, it's you I find.
That's 3 medals!
Lost my eyes in my mind. Remember your body, I crashed and died. You lit up the way in the dark with your spotlight. I can't count the times that you kept me up all night. The bed's getting colder when you're not by my side. No, my thoughts drive me crazy, it's just like a wildfire. Now it's only just me and my sheets. Got your hands on me on repeat. All I wanna do is go to sleep. With my taped up heart and my open bottle, me and my sheets. You should know that we're done with your shit. All I wanna do is go to sleep. With my taped up heart and my open bottle. I can feel the city pulse constantly beating through my bones. Got a can of bright blue pills, supposed to get rid of them heavy feels. I bet that she's beautiful and there is no doubt. She's all that you wanted, the queen of the crowd. Now it's only just me and my sheets. Got your hands on me.
What are you most grateful for right now?
Family and Alex and my loved ones and just all the support that I've received. I couldn't have done any of this without you guys. Yeah. This accomplishment, I mean, it's been, 18 months or something like that, just sticking through protocols and, just sticking with it and not giving up, even though it got really hard sometimes, but I did it.
Yeah.
It's such a good feeling.
This transformation that we created to help Dahlia get on stage is super fucking significant. It is one of those transformations that will forever raise the waterline of standard that we hold athletes to and clients to here in Beyond Built. And from her to go from here to here took a lot of work. This didn't just happen in 6 months' time. This was years of effort that went into this. And I think a lot of people look at prep and they either think two things. A, I could never fucking do it because it's too much work. Or B, man, I can get that done in 6 months or less. Neither of which are typically true, depending on where you start. And so understanding your starting point is extremely crucial, and I'll explain to you how we created this transformation. But also, if you're not looking to step on stage, and you're just looking to create the best transformation of your life, you are going to have to experience periods of discomfort that might not be exactly the same periods of discomfort that you experience in a prep, but can sometimes get close to that and test you and put you in a position to where you just want to flat out give up, gain all your fat back, and repeat the same cycle. The only way to break a lifelong pattern and lifelong cycle is to put yourself in that cycle again and overcome it differently than you ever had before in the past. That's exactly what we did with D. Here's how we did it. The first thing we had to take in consideration is your body type. For Dahlia specifically, she had spent a majority of her life on the higher body fat side. So she had also spent a majority of her training journey and fitness journey trying to diet that fat off. And while she was able to get fat off time to time, the last thing that she really wanted to do was gain her fat back. So as she went lower in calories and spent a lot of time dieting, she never really got out on the other side of dieting and intentionally reversed and intentionally looked to build muscle. So she got some body fat off, but because her metabolism adapted to a lower amount of food and she wasn't willing to increase her food and gain muscle and build her metabolism back up, she just found herself at a standstill and had to really stay disciplined to healthy eating, if you will, to kind of maintain a physique that didn't gain body fat, but again, felt stuck in terms of being able to lose it. Because she spent so much time here, she actually had a shit ton of upside to be able to create a significant transformation just by eating a little bit more to help her recover from better training, higher quality training, and harder training. Your body does a really good job of auto-regulating itself. So if it's used to not eating that much food and that many calories, naturally you're not gonna be pushing yourself in the gym as much as you could if you were eating enough to properly recover and fuel that hard training. So we increased her calories just 100, 200, and all of a sudden everything started coming back to life. She actually created this body recomposition that you see right here by losing fat and gaining muscle both simultaneously. Because again, she had never intentionally spent time trying to reverse her calories up, build her metabolism up, and build muscle mass. As a byproduct of more muscle mass, you will look leaner. As a byproduct of more muscle mass, you can eat more. And as a byproduct of more muscle mass, you can end up burning more calories in your resting state in comparison to beforehand. So after about 3 to 4 months of really just bringing food up a little bit and creating this recomp, her results kind of plateaued, as they should. We're not really committing to a calorie surplus or committing to a calorie deficit right now. Considering that she wanted to step on stage, we made it a goal to lose about 10% of her body weight, which brought her down to 125. If we were to go all the way down to her stage weight that you see right here, she would have needed to lose above 30 pounds in one straight shot. 30 pounds plus for an individual that is 5'2" is a lot of body weight. And again, as someone who spent a majority of her life on the higher body fat side with an underactive metabolism, do you really think that just 3 to 4 months of time is gonna make up for all of that fucking shit? No, it's not. So we had to split and divide her prep into 2 diets. Lose the 10%, get down to 125, recover her metabolism back up again, and prepare her for the actual prep itself. If we would have dieted straight for 6 to 8 months to get off that 32 pounds, it wouldn't have been impossible, but it would lead you to have to do 6 to 8 months of recovery on the other side of that. And that's really hard to fucking do without rebounding all of your body fat back. And fast forward right now, I'm actually recording this video October 9th. She's approaching 2 to 3 months post-show, and she's only up 10 pounds in body weight. And she's right back at the same calories that she was recomping at originally when she first started the program. That is successful recovery. But that gets 2 times as fucking hard if you try to diet all that fat off in one shot. Because part of this is training your body to reach a new settling point. Her settling point for years had been around 145, 155, 160 pounds. So if you draw away from that settling point, let's say go from 155 all the way down to 110, your body's gonna scream at you and claw at you and be like, hey motherfucker, I wanna get back to my settling point as fast as possible. It's gonna scream hunger, it's gonna scream fatigue, it's gonna scream stress, it's gonna scream lack of sleep, hey feed me. And this is exactly where a lot of people rebound and gain so much fat back from a diet or a prep, because they get so far away from that settling point in one shot, versus dieting at 3 to 4 months, recovering 3 to 4 months, and now that we've spent more time away from 140, 150, our settling point is now about 125, 130. You have to buy yourself time to diet. Each time that you diet down and recover back, you earn yourself more time to lose more fat if the goal is to lose more fat. Most people will never take this approach and will just want to do it as fast as fucking possible because they want results fast. But if you're in the ballpark of wanting results for the rest of your fucking life, and you don't want to do what most people do and gain all of their fat back after a bodybuilding prep or even a diet itself, and you want to end that cycle of losing fat, gain it back, losing fat, gain it back, it's going to take work, it's going to take time, it's going to take an approach that you've never taken before. And that was the thing that I communicated to Dee when she started with us. It's like, hey, you're not getting off stage this year. It's going to take more time. And she understood it, and she committed to that process. And because of that, she texted us shit like this, and she said, going into my 30s, I've broken the fucking cycle. I've broken the fucking pattern. I'm a completely different person because of this. When you approach fat loss the right way, and you approach it in a healthy way, you instill the belief in yourself that the bigger goals, like stepping on stage, is actually something that you can achieve. You know, anything that was just a pipe dream or a thought or an idea actually can become a reality, because you've built the confidence and the capability in yourself to go fucking do that, because you've proven to yourself that you can do things in a healthy way without gaining your fat back. And that's why at Beyond Built, we've taken hundreds of people from physiques and lifestyles that they've been stagnant in for years to becoming very, very high level athletes. We've had 60 people step on stage for the first time in their life and accomplish that goal and do it in a healthy manner. Super fucking proud of her. Super proud of us. Like, it's preps like this, and it's stories like this, and it's transformations like this that literally set the standard for people that come here to Beyond Built. So if you want to see more breakdowns of transformations like this, make sure you actually follow and subscribe to our Beyond Built YouTube channel, where I break those down. And if it's prep, if it's creating the best transformation of your life, and that's something you want more help with, click the link in the description, fill out a quick form, and you can reach out and see if it's the right fit and go from there.